1993, Interplay published Clayfighter for the Super Nintendo and Sega Mega Drive consoles in 1994. The premise of the game was that a meteor entirely composed of clay crash lands in the area of a circus within the United States. The clay from the meteor contaminates all of the attractions within the circus and transforms them into bizarre creatures based off of their original selves, but imbued with clay-like powers. The characters were Bald Mr. Frosty, Blob, Blue Suede Goo, Bonker, Helga, Icky Ball Clay, Toffee, Tiny, and N-Boss. Interplay originally created the Clayfighter franchise with its unique cast of characters as a reaction to Street Fighter and Virtua Fighter, which were other gaming franchises obtaining popularity and attention at the time, but Interplay developers considered an alternative to those more serious styles of fighting games. At the time of release, the reaction of gamers to the Clayfighter characters as well as the clay fighting franchise were mixed. Concepts for video games as to what could or what should be successful were just starting to be devised, and analysts were cautiously optimistic with the then new franchise. In 1994, an updated version was released, being that of Clayfighter Tournament Edition. A sequel was released in 1995 for the Super Nintendo, being Clayfighter 2, Judgment Clay, and Clayfighter 63 1/3 for the Nintendo 64 in 1997. A special version of Clayfighter 63 1/3 was called Sculptor's Cut, and is considered to be the rarest game ever released for the Nintendo 64 gaming console, with just 20,000 copies ever produced. Despite the fact that during the time of Clayfighter sequels, most of the character roster remained the same, and the concept of clay-based fighters proved to be not appealing to most players. Gamer reactions and receptions to the games were mixed. Also in 2009, Interplay announced a return for the clay fighting franchise, but these plans were later abandoned. In 2015, Interplay announced a remastered clay fighting game which was being developed for a 2016 release, with a whole new imagining of the characters. However, the plans were abandoned, and in 2016, Interplay sold the rights to the clay fighting franchise as well as its characters. Sometimes a character can be forgotten because they tried to do something different, but no one was interested with what they did.